Hi everyone, this is Sudhanshu and this is my first video on this YouTube channel, and as the thumbnail suggests, it is all about my interview experience with Welingkar Institute. And for those who don't know, Welingkar Institute is one of the premier institutes in India for their master's program, that is PGTM, and they also have the course called MMS, that is also a master's program. For more, you can just visit their website and know more about it. To start the video with, I would like to inform or tell you all that I have been selected for Welingkar Institutes for their master's program. So I wanted to share my experience, that how my interview went, and the only reason behind making this video and why I wanted to share my experience is that while I was preparing for my interview, I went out and searched the entire YouTube, and I found out very limited results to it, because I was also very much eager to prepare for my interview, and I was also scared a bit. So I felt like that if I will have an upper hand if I can prepare and prepare with the experience of the people who have already appeared for the interview. But I found out that there are very limited results to it, and I jot down the general questions which most of the aspirants had in their mind at that point in time, and I thought to answer all those queries, and moreover also to generalize the experience and share it with you all. So we can start with the process, that how you get shortlisted for the GDPI, that is group discussion and personal interview of Welingkar. So they have basically they have 2 rounds of applications, and if you apply in the phase one is basically profile based shortlisting, which means that if you have not appeared for any of the entrance examinations, they take CAT, ZAT, CMAT and GMAT as well, I believe. So if you have not appeared for any of the entrance examinations, you can fill your application form in phase 1. And if you have a decent profile, if you have a good profile, I believe that I had a decent profile, not very good. And when I say that decent profile, it does not mean at all that you need to have 99%, 95% in your 10th, 12th and graduation. It does not mean this at all. What a decent profile means is that you should have a consistency in your performance. It shouldn't be like that once you were scoring 95% and suddenly you jump down to 50% or 55%. It should not be like this, and there should be a consistency. So moreover, I had a decent profile. I applied in phase 1. However, I started my preparation very late. I couldn't appear for CAT for some reasons. So I filled their form in phase 1. I had a decent profile, as I told you before as well. So I got shortlisted because of my profile, and then I was called for the interview. But before interview, I had some PIQs which I had to answer them from their dashboard. Those were general questions, but in order to check your mind and check how you think and all of this, you have to answer their PIQ questions, and then you'll be shortlisted to their interview. My interview was in Delhi. And now jumping on the questions, what I was asked, or what kind of questions they ask in the GD group discussion and personal interview as well. So I went over there, and then there was a panel of 3, and we were almost 7 students for the group discussions. And I believe, I don't know what's in there back in mind, but I believe the GD group discussion was organized in a way that people should be from a very different background. So there were people from BTech, science background. There were people from arts, and I being a part of commerce. So it was very diversified. And our topic was to start with the sustainable energy and sustainable electricity and sustainable power, how it is currently in the ecosystem of India or the world, how it is going to grow in 5 or 10 years down the line, and is it something which is sustainable? Is it something which has some better better results compared to the orthodox electricity or the power supplies which we have in the country? So these were the topics for the group discussion. It went for around 30-40 minutes. And I was very sure my GD went really well, and I was very sure that I'll be called for the PI. But what I was not sure about, I felt like since I have stated very well into the GD, I thought that the PI questions might be also from the topic which have been asked in the GD, but it was completely contrary to my belief. And then PI happened to be around 1 hour later, and I waited in the hall over there, and then a panel of two faculties, if I'm not wrong, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, exactly, I remember there were two faculties, and so like it started very generally, like introduce yourself, all about yourself, and we like I introduced myself, my profile, my academics, my work. I have my work experience. I have work experience of almost 2.7 years, and I will jump on this as well later on. But I have work experience of 2.7 years, so we went on talking about this, and then few questions suddenly, were asked from my work experience and what I was doing. There were a few questions which were put up from my work experience, what I have done. So I was in the training and quality department for all those years, and I have handled CSAT and NPS of two of my last organizations. Then they asked questions on this, and then so my first priority was to get into marketing, because I'm very much keen into marketing and all of that. So they were like, I had done one boot camp certification for 6 months into finance as well. So that turned out to be one of the worst thing for me, because faculties and the interviewer are really very smart, and they were like, you want to get into marketing, you have work experience somewhat related to marketing, why did you do a certification in finance? Which was very true. And that at that point in time when I was doing my finance certification, the back in mind it was going that later 5 years 10 years down the line, when you get into the top management, when you become some VP director or something, you need to have some knowledge about the finances as well of the company, the basic finances, and more than basic. So with that thought process in mind, I just appeared for that boot camp certification. I did that. So that is how I somehow answered that question, and that went really well. And then I was again asked a few questions regarding regarding decision making, design thinking, and these were the questions. These are some what do you say, these are some very often asked questions in the interview. So I believe why design thinking was asked to me, only because I have done my Lean Six Sigma certification, and design thinking and Lean Six Sigma somewhat not replica to each other, but somewhat kind of there are similarities between both of them. So it went really well. I mean, I was not completely satisfied, but because there was a question which I couldn't answer properly, and I'm not able to recall that question what it was all about. But when I went back home, I felt like, oh fuck, I mean, I should have answered that. But anyways, I felt like I might not get the interview call as well. But after a month and a half, I got the result. I mean, so let me tell you how you get the result as well. You get a mail on your registered email ID, and then there's a link. You need to go over there, and then there will be the result of all those shortlisted people and the waitlisted people, and there will be a option to download your specific result as well. So in your specific result, you'll get to know everything about you, for what program and campus you've been selected. In my scenario, I was selected for Bangalore campus, and I had a wait list of around 10 in Bombay campus. So after like a week or 5 days, that wait list was also like the program of Mumbai campus. I was also selected for that as well. Then you have to give your confirmation, and this is how you go ahead with the admission process into Welingkar. So this was generally what my interview experience was with Welingkar. Do ask your question if you have any in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to answer all of them. And I have also appeared for interviews with IMT, and I have appeared for one of the colleges. I appeared very initially in the month of January, I believe, that is GDPI Institute. They have a PGPM program for 1 year. And so if you feel like asking any questions for these colleges as well, you can shoot. And I have applied for Mica as well, but there are plenty of videos on Mica, so I don't feel like there are anything special I can make in order to help you with Mica interview and the general questions which are there. So you can definitely go on YouTube and search Mica interview experience. I couldn't make it to Mica, but anyways, so yeah, that is it. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any question, do ping me up in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to answer it. And you can definitely like, subscribe if you feel like, and if you like the video as well. I'll be sharing all of my experience. I'm going to join one of the colleges, and I'll be definitely sharing most of my experiences going ahead from here. Thank you so much. Have a great day ahead. Bye.